Welcome to Rapid Motion Africa. This week we join the VWChallengeSA Challenge and the Formula V's at the final round of the Pro Tour at Kyalami. Once again, a big thanks to Goldwagen for all of their year's action in the Goldwagen VWChallengeSA Challenge. A massive field of close to 45 cars has joined us here at Kyalami Grand Prix Circuit for the final round of the Pro Tour and the final round of the Goldwagen VWChallengeSA Challenge. It's tight stuff in the championship, and the two championship contenders are only split by 4 points, and you can see Craig Murray has got a lot of work to do to keep George Economides in that Class A Volkswagen Golf at bay. Voldy Mikey's in still with a chance.
George Economides is like a steam train with no brakes. He's just coming from nowhere and winning everything. So I'm going to have to race really hard to make it.
So what are you going to do today?
George has scored 2 points in qualifying, so I pretty much have to win now. That's what it comes down to.
It's never over until the fat lady sings. But you're right. I mean, I could basically win both races, and the other guys have got to have a bad day. Oh. But like we saw here when I was last time out at Kyalami, I rolled my car, and that basically sort of it's my own sort of doing that I'm here in this position.
Top of the class is George Economides and Ray Wolford right on his tail, and Jason Finney there in third, and Graham Nathan, my fellow commentator, at the top of Class P in his Volkswagen Polo.
So George, a good season, but here's the decider.
Yeah, absolutely, Roger. We had a fantastic qualifying yesterday. I've got a bout of flu, so it hasn't done much for me, but hopefully today we're going to do well.
Lots of action in the qualifying in Class B, but Craig Murray down in fourth place with a lot of work to do to catch Conrad Viljoen and Giles Derrick in Class C. Waiting for the boys to get underway. It's the first time here at Kyalami that we get all the classes on the grid together, and look at that, they're right round the corner, heading down towards turn number one. It's a good start from Economides, and as I mentioned earlier, joining me in the co-truth, as usual, Graham Nathan.
Thanks, Grid. Oh, a missed gear there by Ray Wolford. Look at how they go away from him as he misses the gear. He's gone straight from second on the grid to probably run about fifth place, but he's not going to give up. He slots in right behind Eddie Rodriguez, and he gets a tap. He gets tapped, he gets bumped wide. Let's see if he loses another spot. No, it looks like he's just going to defend a little bit and make sure that he stays in fifth place. But Ray Wolford, the big loser, they're going from second to fifth.
Well, 4 points in it, and George Economides has started well. He's in the front of the field, and that's exactly where he needs to be. A good start from Nathan up the inside. Jakes Jacobs going to take you around the outside, is he? No. Graham Nathan just sneaks up, and Jakes Jacobs tucks in behind him with Voldy Mikey's there in third as we go on board with Derek Smallberger in the Sabertech Polo.
Yeah, Derek's following Voldy. The championship is between Voldy and the guys in Class A, so the guys don't really want to interfere too much in this championship, but they are definitely trying as hard as they possibly can. They still want to win the races. Class B start, and a brilliant start by Conrad Viljoen. Looks like Quinton Needham's got into second place. A huge starting field here, 23 cars. As we go on board with Chad Bartram, he slotted himself down into fifth position, or is that? Yes, it is fifth position. He's just sitting there waiting for the guys in front to make a mistake. He definitely does not want to bump Craig Murray, who's really trying hard to get this championship sorted out in this first event.
Well, with 4 points in to go back to the front of the field, George Economides from Piloffer up the inside. Looks like that's Gavin Ross on the Fuchs Titan car of Ray Wolford, and it looks like he's managed to make that stick, and the rest of the Class A field comes streaming through there. Right at the back there, that is Fisser. That's a new man to the class as well, and lots of action next year as this challenge goes to an official national challenge, and we're looking forward to that.
Have a look at this. Ray Wolford under pressure from Gavin Ross. Flat out stuff right through the mineshaft. Can Gavin outbrake him? He has a look up the inside. No, he doesn't do it this time. Ray manages to hang on. Andy Gossman goes up the inside of Eddie Rodriguez for that position. Back down to the polo field. Out in front, Graham, followed strongly by Jake Jacobs. Voldy Makey's putting huge pressure on Jake Jacobs. He wants that position. On board with, whoa, a big lockup. A big sideways by Graham Nathan there.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I was expecting something there big from you, and I was about to say, what is the big difference between the national polos from the previous regime and the national polo that you're in?
The polo that I'm in is, it's obviously a 8-valve, and it isn't quite as powerful, but the handling is just as good. It's superb racing, and it's economical racing. You can run on a shoestring of what you do on a national car, but as you can see, it can quite comfortably run with the old cars that are presently campaigning out there.
Right, in Class B, look at this, a great run now for the Menlyn Gearbox man, and looking very good at the front end of this field. But as we said, 23 Class B cars. This just bodes well for the future of Volkswagen Challenge, and there's going to be some argy-bargy stuff starting to happen in amongst this big field.
there's definitely going to be some fenders bent after this race. But because these guys are going at it, this is the last race of the year, and they want to make an impression. Sponsors are watching, their team is watching. Everything comes down to the last race of the year. But have a look at this. A little bit of sideways. Quinton Needham throws it away. No, he can't. Etienne Prinsloo gets slammed in the side, into the wall, out of the game.
And the red rocket ends up in the fencing. So Needham getting it sideways. Etienne Prinsloo nowhere to go. Unfortunately, just getting clipped by Needham's spinning car. And as we see, that looks like that looks like Anton Creel running wide. So Creel runs wide as they come out of the Bel Air Shopping Centre corner. Now we go back on board and into the office. This is the office of Chad Bartram. Watch up front there. There's a little tap, and there goes Prinsloo. Absolutely sideways.
Everybody taking evasive action. Chad Bartram's going to be the big winner here if he sticks it up the inside. But will he let his teammate Craig Murray back in front of him? He does. Look at that, straight in the wall and nowhere to go. That's the end of the race for Etienne Prinsloo, unfortunately.
Yeah, hopefully gets it all sorted out and back for the second heat. But let's go back as they come out of West Bank corner, down the mine shaft. It's still out in front. Economides from Piloffer. Then it's Ray Wolford. A little bit further away now is Gavin Ross. So looks like Wolford's got away from that charging bolt.
Gavin is unfortunately not managing to hang on to Ray. Ray definitely wants a piece of Jürgen though. Let's have a look here. Down through the gearbox, back to second gear, line it up, squirt it on, and try and run into the kink. Let's have a look if he can build up enough momentum to have a go up the inside. Here it comes. Let's have a look. Yes, no. Jürgen slams the door in his face. Not this time, maybe a little bit later, Ray.
Now Ray Wolford pushing hard though, and that Fuchs car is right on Piloffer's tail. It looks like Jürgen Piloffer's got his hands full as the rest of the field come through now. Just behind there's Wayne Masters, that's the Jonas Way car. Then it's Eddie Rodriguez, and he's pushing hard. The Tim Young car just behind there, also working very nicely. And then it's the Batmobile, stuck in there for good measure.
Absolutely, these guys are... How's this field? It's huge. And here come the Polos. The Polos are starting to get into Class A. Valdi Mankis, look at the pressure he's putting on Jake Jacobs. He has not let up, not for 1 second. He wants this win. He needs this win badly for his championship.
Yeah, he's got to try and catch up the gap that he's got between himself and those two boys up front, Economides, and of course that's Craig Murray who's leading the championship. Now they go through this little sweep, and as they go through, this is the fastest part of the circuit. Valdi Mankis looking for a way past Jake Jacobs, hasn't found it just yet.
A battle royal just behind them with Derek Smallberger and Clayton LaRue, as well as Barry Groenewald. These guys are also not let up. This is the third position that they are fighting for, and there are 3 cars to do it.
Yeah, nice running here. Yeah, they come back to the Class B field, and look at this. Looks like Quinton Needham's got his motor car all sorted out after getting it completely sideways the last time they came through here. Back on board with the Corporate Office Concepts car. This is Chad Bartram, his teammate, out in front, and he's running a great shotgun roll here for Craig Murray. Although Murray needs to be a little bit further up the field. He needs to take wins today. He can't be battling down here for third spot.
Yeah, Craig must be very, very frustrated. He cannot catch Conrad Viljoen at the moment. And Chad is just sitting... Look at that, Chad's car's got a problem. The bonnet has started to come adrift on Chad's car. Will that hamper him? Will that force him to stop? As we watch Dean Lester going through Sunset, the old Sunset, presently known as Goodyear. Back on board is Ray Wolford, chases Jürgen Piloffer down the mine shaft. Greg, this is also incredibly fast. Listen to this, flat out through the mine shaft. And he misses a gear. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, onto the brakes now, going into Bridgestone Bowl, and it's all about outbraking. Looks like Ray Wolf has been able to get it on Jürgen this time. Yes, he has. Fuchs tighten side by side with Jürgen Piloffer as they head up towards this little kink now. This is the City Bike kink. Watch out for this action. It's Wolford up the inside, and he manages to hang on. Piloffer just has to tuck in behind him. Nowhere to go for Jürgen.
No, Jürgen had nowhere to go there. He just had to get in behind Ray. And the thing is, the more they scrap, the slower they go. And George Economides is going to get away. These guys don't want to hold each other up. They want the win. They don't want second place.
Right, back onto the main straight and to start another lap. It's almost the closing stages of this race. Back to the Polos. It looks like Jake Jacobs has been taken. Yes, indeed. Albatross Motors out in front. That's Valdi Mankis, and he's now ahead of Jake Jacobs. So the battle continues here for second place in the Polos. Are they going to try and catch you? I'm not sure.
Valdi's made a mistake. He went wide into the kink, and he's allowed Jake to run up the inside of him again. These guys are going at it hammer and tong. There is no question that they are absolutely on the ragged edge of these tyres right now, Greg.
Now they're pushing it to the limit, and these Conti tyres having to hang on for dear life. Back to the front end. It looks like Craig Murray is under a bit of pressure there yet again. It's Bartram right on his tail, so the two teammates still battling for second and third. Just behind them and working very, very hard is Gerard Henning to keep the rest of this Class B field at bay as they come into the final turn now. This is Bungee Corner. And now they just get a whole shot and a long straight. Look at that, Kieran Kwambi right down the field. He's not normally that far down, working right at the back there, and he's about in 8th spot. Kwambi, of course, had to start at the back of the field due to not being able to qualify with his particular class. He had to qualify with a Class A due to exams, and now he's been put at the back of the field. He's made up about 15 positions, so that's not a bad drive there from the Giada IT man.
No, he's doing very well at the moment, and but as you can see on board with Chad Bartram, these two guys are going at it. Craig Murray is on the ragged edge of his motor car. He can't understand why he can't get it to go any further, but you know what, Greg, he's got to make the car get to the finish, because if you never know, Conrad's car might break and he might take the win. He'll take it any which way he can. A problem here.
Oh,
look at that.
Speaking of breaking cars, yeah, Chad Bartram's got a problem with this car. He's going to pull onto the side of the circuit, I'm sure. Bartram's car is out of it, and that's going to leave Craig Murray all on his own to battle with Conrad Viljoen. That's a big pity. The teammates, unfortunately, not able to help each other out. Bartram out of this race.
That is a big pity for Craig Murray. He could have done with somebody just guarding his back, but Chad is trying his heart out to start this motor car. He's going to probably get so frustrated. And Stuart Mack also out. Look at that. Stuart Mack is out of the race as well. Looks like it's going to be in about the similar place as Chad Bartram. Yes, it is. Parked up right behind him is Stuart Mack.
Hope he's got some brakes. Yeah, he has. That's fortunate. He's going to pull in just behind Bartram there. But the action is thick and fast, and the championship is going to be decided today. This is the final round. We're going into lap 5 of 8. And look at the battle here between these Class A and Class P. What are you doing in those Class A cars? Leave them alone.
Yeah, I'm irritating them, and that's definitely what I did. But this is a battle for 3rd, 4th, and no, I lie, about 5th, 6th, and 7th position in Class A. These guys, they don't let up right up to 10th position. They are going at it flat out.
And they're loving their racing as they come through here. That's Anton Creel in the Tim Young car. Nathan right on his tail, and he's under a bit of pressure as well. Graham, what's that City Golf doing on your tail, boy?
That's Quinton Thompson. He wants to have a go at me, that's for sure. Out in front in Class P, though, is still Jake Jacobs. He's managed to get ahead of Valdi Mankis, as you can see. Behind him is Clayton LaRue. Then we've got Derek Smallberger. We're on board with Derek Smallberger as we follow Simon Mosey. That is an A-class car. Derek is, as you can see, getting outrun by the A-class car. Just a little bit more power, but Derek should do all the work in the corners and on the brakes. As you can see, nice and fast, nice and balanced. Derek, really nice and smooth stuff, bud.
Now, as you can see, it looks like Simon Mosley had a slight problem coming out of Bungie. Got it sorted out down the straight and managed to pip Smallberger as they crossed the line. Here's the battle a little bit further back in Class B, and it's a tight battle there between 84 and 29, working really hard. Eben Rothman, and here's Kieran Kwambi, and he started to make his way through the field a lot better as well. He's now moved up into the top 7.
Yeah, look at that. He's got right through the field, and he's sitting there waiting for these guys to make an error. It looks like Chad Bartram's got his car going again, because it looks like that's the car just ahead of these two is Chad. He's probably a long way down, maybe even a lap down, but he's in the game for his sponsors, and he's going to do it.
Well, that's the most important thing, and of course with going to National Challenge Series next year, officially homologated by Motorsport South Africa, it's going to be great stuff for these guys. And of course with the television they get you on Rapid Motion Africa is looking for new sponsors, and I'm sure they're going to be looking at that car.
Absolutely. Sponsors are important in motor racing, and the more you can advertise for the guys that support you, the better. But have a look at this. Andy Gossman goes up the inside of Anton Creel and takes a position.
And forces you wide.
Yeah, I actually had a bit of a problem with my car, so I just got straight out of it and let the A-class guys carry on with their race.
That's a big pity there, because you were right in it amongst those Class A competitors. Gossman getting it a bit sideways. Creel putting pressure onto him as they go through City Bike now. Now heading down towards the Citizen Chicane. Oh, Valdi Mankis has got a major problem here. There goes Jake Jacobs around the outside, retaking that position. So second place, Jacobs. Valdi Mankis into 3rd now. Major problems right at the dying stages of this race.
Look at this racing. This is absolutely amazing stuff. These guys haven't let up for 1 second. This is the dash to the line. I'm sort of in the way, but I'm hopefully going to get out of the way any minute now. And these guys have got a drag race to the line. But Jakes has done enough. Valdi can unfortunately not get at him.
So with a couple of laps to go as we go back to the back end of Class B, and look at this stuff. This action in Class B is definitely still happening big time as we go on board with Kieran Kwambi into City Bike. As they come out of City Bike now, heading down towards the Citizen Chicane and Bungie. It's awesome stuff here. Kieran Kwambi, Giada IT car, pushing very hard and looking for a way past, but hasn't found it just yet.
Listen to the way these oaks wind these poor little golfs up right to the ragged edge. And here we have Wimpy Stein going down through the mine shaft with Greg Sutter. Let's have a look here.
Oh, Sutter gets sideways.
Look at that. They touched it, bang, into the wall. Unbelievable stuff. Right at the fastest part of the racetrack. These guys touch each other and stick the cars into the wall. They got to get that thing out of the way really quick. That's in a really dangerous position of Greg. That car of Greg started right now.
Hopefully he can get the car started and get it out of the way, but it doesn't look like it. Wimpy Stein's going to get out the car. Both drivers seem to be okay. That could have ended up in a lot worse, and it looks like Azoic panel beaters are going to have to do a little bit of work to those cars by the end of this race meeting.
Yeah, that's how it's going to happen for all the racing. But back to the front, these guys are still going at it. That's Jürgen Pullofer in third, but coming to the front, coming to the last corner on this particular race is George Economides. He has done exactly what he needs to do to try and make sure he wins this championship. Second is Ray Wolford. Third is going to be Jürgen Pullofer. Down to the line goes George Economides. He must be ecstatic.
Wayne Masters is going to come through in fourth place, but a great drive there from George Economides to cement that position and make it 1 point difference between himself and Craig Murray now. There is nothing in it for this championship. Back down to Class P, and here comes Jake Jacobs to take Voldy Monkeys to the line. Right on their tail is going to be Clayton LaRue. That is your top three in the polos. What's happened to Nathan? He's dropped out of it, unfortunately. What's happening, Graham?
Had a bit of a misfire, so I got right out the game. Fourth and fifth position of the Sabertech cars, and followed home by Derek Smallberger in Class P.
Conrad Viljoen finishes up just behind there, and that was Craig Murray in second place. So Economides taking the win and making it 1 point difference, as we said, in the championship. Ray Wolford in second, Jake Jacobs taking Class P. And in Class B, it's Conrad Viljoen ahead of Craig Murray, Gerard Henning there in third place, and then down in Class C, Darroch, Fuller, Gregory and Lala, the top four.
Right, so here are the two contenders. It's down to just the two of you now. One race to go and a point or two in it. So what's the story there? What are you going to do, Craig?
Roger, there's one thing to do. I've got to go flat out, foot in the hook and give my 100% and not overdo it, that's all.
But of course George had his teammate in there, put you away, put you back to second.
Well, he's got the tactics, so I'll beat him next time.
And George, there's nothing else you can do, you just got to go and win.
Absolutely, Roger. The last 6 months of the season has been incredible for us, and I think we've had wins aplenty, and we just need another one for the last race, and hopefully that does it for us.
Top of the podium is what you require, and is that what we're going to see as we get into race 2. 8 laps of action. George Economides gesticulating to something there on the left-hand side. I'm not quite sure what the problem is. Is that going to affect his start as we wait for the lights to go out? The lights are out. It has affected his start. Look at that. Ray Wolford with a great start off the line, and Jürgen Pullofer looking to put pressure onto George Economides as Class A gets underway.
On board with Jason Finney. He's right down the field. He's going to be under huge pressure from all angles going through the... As you can see on the right-hand side, he's got Anton Krill, and out in front of him he's got the whole gaggle. Quinton Thompson taps Eddie Rodriguez. Look at that. Oh, and Sean Bester slams it straight into the side of both of them. They're going nowhere.
Well, as the Class Ps get underway and head down towards that chaos, it's Jake Jacobs ahead of Nathan and the Sabertech car there of Derek Smallberger in third place. Let's see if they're going to get past here. Yellow flags are waving. Yeah, they're the cars in the middle of the circuit. Eddie Rodriguez looks like he's managed to get underway again, but he's going to be way down the field now with lots of work to do.
Voldy Manke's the big loser on that start. He must have missed a gear of some nature. He's right down the field, which is great because he's carrying our camera. Let's watch Voldy come through the game.
Here comes the biggest field of the day and heading down towards turn number 1. You just got to hang in and hold your breath, and hopefully you'll get through turn 1 and 2 okay and head up toward Bel Air Shopping Centre corners. On board with Bartram, you can see Craig Murray battling to try and get ahead. Is he going to be able to do it on the inside? No, he's not. Conrad Viljoen shuts the door on him, and it's second place for Murray. He needs to be in first.
Murray knows that he can't risk damaging his motor car. Conrad is not in this game, and it wouldn't worry him at all if he was out of it, if he collided with Craig Murray, which would actually help his teammate who's in the front of Class A.
It would. It's a teammate battle out there at the moment. Round the outside comes Finney. He's looking for a way past Anton Grill. Hasn't found it just yet as they go out of Westbank down the mine shaft. This is flat out stuff. It's close to 180 k's an hour as they go into the left-hander here through the sweep.
Absolutely wide open as they go into the braking zone. As you can see, lots of lock-up as Andy Gossman gets a tap from Jürgen Pullofer going into the bowl. These guys are going at it full steam now.
Yeah, it's the last race of the season, and I think budgets have been thrown out the window.
Absolutely flat out stuff as Voldy Mankies gets past Andre Tenapel. He's on his way back to the front of Class P. Jake Jacobs is being followed by myself, Derek Smallberger, Barry Kroenewald, Voldy Mankies, Anton Krill and Wouter Rus. Full throttle stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff. Here comes the Class B battle. Up front though, still no change. It's tight stuff between these boys, and look at how tight it is a little bit further back. Once again, look at a great drive there from the Giano car of Kieran Kwambi. Starting at the back. Oh, problems! What's happened there? I'm not sure who that is.
It looked like Greg Sutter's motor car that's finally expired. Maybe it was because of the tap he had in the first heat. But have a look at this. Two abreast through the mineshaft, side by side. Craig Murray is hanging on for dear life. Gerard Henning wants a piece. Chad Bartram taps him going into the bowl, going, hey, I'm also here. Get out of my way too.
Yeah, that's my teammate having a go at. Don't go with him. He needs to try and take this championship. Come on, work with me here.
Absolutely. But Ray Wolford is under pressure. George Economides does not let him go at all. Behind him, we've got Gavin Ross. Behind them, we've got Andy Gossman, Jürgen Pilloffer, the Batman, Henry van Vletter, Anton Kriel, Jason Finney. And bringing up the tail of this battle is John Gerber. He also hasn't given up. The race is long and he's going to be in it. Jason Finney goes up the inside for... No, is it the out? Sorry, that's the outside he's having a look at. Jason Finney having a look both sides of Anton Kriel. He just wants to get past as soon as he can.
No, he needs to get past. He needs to try and get up there to maintain his position in the championship. Unfortunately, looks like that Tim Yan car is keeping him at bay as they go into the S's. This, of course, is Lone Hill Shopping Centre S's. Now up the hill towards West Bank Corner. And Jean Gerber, that's the carfind.co.za. Golf is right on their tail. It's a battle royal, and any of these cars can take a podium position away from that man in the front.
This battle is for third position, third and fourth position, Greg. This is amazing stuff. These guys have not let up for 1 second. They want, a little bit sideways there by Graham Nathan, getting it all out of shape for a change. But Jake Jacobs just sitting there watching him throw his name away, and on with the game he goes.
No, Jakes, don't worry. He's made comments about you're driving the whole season. Derek, you're driving the whole season. And, of course, Andre Tenapel and Voldy Monkeys is driving. We've just seen it from the pro, how to throw it away through the S's.
100%. Everybody throws his name away. Run out of talent, that you're going to. Voldy Monkeys is right behind Barry Groenewald. He wants that position really bad. Barry also wants a position because he could potentially end up third in this championship in Class B if he can get close enough to Jake Jacobs.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do. Voldy Monkeys, of course, is hoping to keep this third position overall in the championship. Look how tight it was there, Graham. As you said, really, really close stuff. Almost bumpers touching, but just hanging on there. Back to the front end of Class B for Lune, hanging on. Look at that. It looks like Craig Murray has dropped right back. There's a problem for Murray's car, and that is going to cost him big time.
Craig Murray's definitely got a problem. He's down to fourth position, and Chad has a run at him. I don't know what's going on, but poor old Craig Murray. This must be so disheartening that everybody is now just driving past him and he's watching his championship go right out the window.
Yeah, it was 1 point in it, and of course now where he sits, it's almost equal points between him. In fact, it's exactly equal points. Now we've got to wait and see whether or not we can see if Economides can hang on to that position he's in as we go on board with Kieran Kwame for the first time as they go through City Bike.
Kieran Kwame dives up the inside of Sean Dodd, going down into Bungie. As he takes that position, he still wants to get to the front. Remember, he started at the back of this field once again because he didn't get a qualifying time.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen with Murray. If he drops down one more position, it's going to be 1 point in it between the championship leaders, and that, of course, is the man who's out in front of Class A at the moment, and he's battling hard to try and take that win today.
Definitely trying hard to take the win. This is Class C. This is the battle in Class C. This is the battle between Mark Gregory, Derek and Lala, and Gregory's doing just enough to take his championship, Greg.
Back to the Class B battle though, and look at this, we've got a new leader. Yes, indeed, up the inside, and Conrad Verloon has been dropped down to second place. A superb effort there from Gerard Henning. Looks like Conrad Verloon in the Menlyn Gearbox Volkswagen Golf's going to come straight back at him, but this RBTS little Volkswagen Golf in front wants this win, and wants it big time.
These guys all want this win, Greg. Every last one of them wants to take the last race of the year. These guys are at it flat out. And look at that. We've got Etienne Prinser. That crash that he had earlier, he's managed to fix it. He's back in the game.
He is indeed, and he's pushing really hard. He's there in third place. This is the battle for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it's that close. Back to the front end of the field. 5 of 8, and we have only got a couple of laps to go. And is it enough to make sure that that man in second place, as we on board with Jason Finney, who's moving through the field quite rapidly, can take this championship away?
Jason is lying in 5th position now. He wants to get to the front, and he's going to try and take a slingshot at the guys up the front. Oh, look at that. Andy Gossman's got a problem. Jürgen Pilloffer had to take evasive action, slowed him down and played straight into Jason Finney's hands.
It looks like we might get a little bit of a drive here from Jason Finney as they're going to Goodyear. It's Ray Wolford out in front of George Economides. Then it's a little bit of a gap to Gavin Ross. Pilloffer with Jason Finney all over the back of him. And then the Tim Yan car, and that is Anton Kriel. So the Giada IT car gets good drive out of Goodyear. Now they head down towards Legends Corner. And to the brakes for Legends. Jason Finney around the outside. Oh, it's going to be a tight maneuver.
Jason Finney can't go around from there. Jürgen was going to defend all the time, but he might take the slingshot and go down the inside for the S's. Can he make it stick? Or is Jürgen he slams the door in front of him, but he gets it a bit. He's got it too loose. It's out of control, and Jason says that's what pressure does for you, my bud.
Superb pressure there from Jason Finney. That was great driving from him to put the pressure onto Jürgen Pilhofer, make him make the mistake, and that's exactly what he did in the Lone Shopping Centre S's, and a big problem there for Pilhofer. You can see he's dropped right back and into the contention now of the Class B boys, who are being led by Jake Jacobs and Derek Smallberger.
Jakes is under massive pressure from Derek Smallberger. Sounds like there's something wrong with that motor car. Baldy's just sitting there going, come on guys, you guys must start scrapping and slow down now so that I can get into this game. But Class B battle hasn't let up for 1 second. Out in front we've got Gerard Henning still with Konrad Viljoen right behind him. Right behind him we've got Etienne Prinsloo, and sitting there watching this whole lot is Chad Bartram.
Oh, Chad Bartram unfortunately can do nothing for his teammate now. His teammate is too far back, and Craig Murray looks like this championship is going to fall out of his grasp. He had the cup in his hands, and it looks like it's just going to drop out on the podium.
Yeah, that's unfortunate what motorsport is. It's really soul-destroying some days. You do everything you possibly can, and it comes down to a simple failure of some component in the motor car, and you're out of the race.
Heading into West Bank corner, and it's tight stuff. Here we got a manoeuvre from Etienne Prinsloo up the inside. Yes, he's got through. It's side by side between himself, and it looks like he's going to hang on. Yes, he is. A superb ride there. Konrad Viljoen dropped down to third. Looks like he might drop down to fourth. Here comes Bartram.
Bartram didn't get enough of a slingshot, and he has to settle for fourth place again. He's just sitting here watching. Maybe he can do it now. On the brakes, let's have a look. Up the inside, puts a whole bunch of pressure on him. They don't touch each other. Really close stuff, but there's absolute respect between these drivers.
Superb driving yet again from our Volkswagen Challenge drivers, as we see Gerard Henning getting away from this battle now as these boys are scrapping it out, and that battle is of course for second, third and fourth. It's so tight between these guys, there's really nothing in it as they come in a bungee one more time. Prinsloo looking in the rearview mirror, and he can just see the Menlyn gearbox car, and of course Chad Bartram just behind him.
Yeah, he can't relax for 1 second. But the fact that those three are scrapping is giving Gerard Henning a bit of a breather. He's trying to focus on just getting his head down and go away. But the guys that are holding each other up. But have a look at this field. It's unbelievable racing. Once again, I've got to say it. It's unbelievable stuff.
Now back down there, unfortunately, we just picked up on Craig Murray. He's starting to drop slowly but surely further back. He's down into sixth spot now as we come back to this battle. Look at this, Jason Finney with some huge pressure on Gavin Ross as they head up towards West Bank corner. Is he going to be able to do something around the outside? Finney, we're on board with him now into West Bank corner. We should have Gavin Ross up the inside. Has he been able to hang on to that line? Yes, he has. But of course, they're going to come side by side. And you don't normally go side by side through West Bank. And now down the mine shaft, who is going to have what it takes on the brakes?
Look at this stuff. This is flat out. Jason Finney is going to hang on around the outside. Gavin Ross is up the inside. Jason is around the outside. Full throttle, no lift. And now it's brakes.
Onto the brakes. Has he been able to get through? He has. What a great bit of driving there from Finney. He's moved up one position. So we got Ray Wolford out in front. George Economides is stuck in second place there. And now a charging third place. And you can see he's already putting pressure onto Economides. He runs a bit wide through the city bike chicane. And Ray Wolford is going to come across the line in first. But who's going to finish up in second? Is it going to be George Economides? Or are we going to see Jason Finney pip him to the line?
What has happened to George Economides' motor car? There has got to be a problem there. Look at this, Jason Finney is going to manage to get past him. He's going down to third position. What will that do to his championship? Gavin Ross finishes fourth. And unfortunately, George Economides has not taken the win.
No, he hasn't taken the win, but Jake Jacobs has. He's taken it ahead of Smallberger and Valdi Mankies. And that's a great drive there from those boys in Class B. The Class B battle still to come across the line. Who's going to be in that Class B battle? We'll have to wait and see. Has Konrad Viljoen found something to get ahead of Henning? No, he hasn't. Second place is going to go to Etienne Prinsloo. And it looks like Viljoen is going to have to settle for third place and Chad Bartram for fourth. Great driving yet again in the Goldwagen Volkswagen Challenge. Ray Wolford taking the win, Jason Finney in second place, and George Economides in third. That will give George Economides the championship over Craig Murray, and Jake Jacobs a great drive in Class B. Etienne Prinsloo ends up the Class B boys ahead of Viljoen and Bartram, and unfortunately Craig Murray down in fifth. Fuller takes the Class C honours ahead of Derek Gregory and Lala.
So Ray, good way to finish the season, boy, lots of pressure.
Oh yeah, we were under extreme amounts of pressure, especially the last race. You want to go out with a nice win, and successfully we did.
Yeah, and it's a nice way to spend Christmas as well. But George was trying left and right, and it was all over you.
Yeah, he was, but I wasn't going to give him any inch, not for a chance. I really wanted to win this last race.
Second one, I had an excellent start. Valdi stripped some, I think, in my second gear. Went well, and then on the second lap, the exhaust manifold broke. I lost a lot of power, and then I thought, but now you just got to put your head down. A little less on the Verhouders, more on the main jet, and let's go.
And it looked like that too, because you were braking late. And the guys were all over you. I mean, it was very close.
Oh yes, Derek challenged me a couple of times, put his nose in there, and I thought I just got to hang in there. And also full marks for him. I mean, he left me space, and it is brilliant. And I think on this opportunity, if we can just congratulate Valdi for the win of the championship, I think he drove well.
A superb effort there from Valdi Monkeys to take Class P. Craig Marais takes Class B and second overall in the championship. And Class A and the overall championship go to George Economides.
And for the second time, George Economides has won the championship.
Yes, Roger, it's a dream come true. I think we're calling it the 7-year itch. We last did it in 2000, and now we've done it again.
Well, we won't hope it's as long as that next time.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully we can maintain it next year as well.
Yeah, but I mean, you just made it at the end there.
Yeah, on the start of the last lap, the car ran bearings. Red light came on. You're supposed to pull off and turn the car off. I just carried on. The motor started clucking, and I eventually finished third.
And it's still stuck out on the circuit.
Stuck out on the circuit.
Once again, a great thank you to Goldwagen for all of their action throughout the season for the Goldwagen Volkswagen Challenge.